What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the very first inaugural Wrestling Spot Talk video. For the first video, we're going to have predictions for Survivor Series, which is at this point tomorrow night for you guys. And we're just going to get started here. I'm going to let this man bring you into the first match.
The first match we have for Survivor Series is on the pre-show, which is the Cruiserweight match between Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. The thing with this match is that I really just don't understand a lot of context behind it, because it's more of Kalisto just getting a shot just because,
like you said, there's very little story to it.
It's the previous champion, and the thing I feel like that's so bad about this match is that they consider that they put it on the pre-show, and it's a belt, and it really devalues everybody in that division when you do this type of stuff, and it really hurts them. But I feel like it has to be Enzo, because now they have to build somebody that's a heel, and I hear Neville might come back, so he might actually come back to beat Enzo, or maybe Kalisto, but I'm gonna go with Enzo just because they're hot with him. They weren't hot with them before, and I think they're going to keep the train rolling.
Yeah, I have to go with Enzo too. I wanted to go with Kalisto as a dark horse, but John pointed out to me that there's really no storyline behind it. It's on a pre-show. They're not going to have him drop the belt on a pre-show, and so I got Enzo also. Yeah, easy. So we get that out of the way, and we move on to the Survivor Series main card. What do we have there?
I think we start off with the Women's Raw versus Team SmackDown, with Team Raw with Asuka, Nia Jax, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Alicia Fox, versus Team SmackDown, Natalya, Naomi, Carmella, Tamina,
and Becky Lynch. Yeah.
Who I think's gonna win? It has to be Team Raw, just because Asuka just came in, and they're going to feel really hot about her. And with now Flair being in the title match, I don't see much hope for SmackDown unless like they feel something for Carmella, who's a Money in the Bank holder. But Team Raw has to come through with Nia Jax. Come on, you got Sasha Banks and Asuka. How does this not go Raw's way? What do you think?
Bayley's over too. Yesterday I was watching, yesterday when I'm looking at this, I'm really feeling like it's Team SmackDown, or I should say a few days ago, before Charlotte was out of the match here and was into the championship match. So now that I look at the roster right here, Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Tamina, and Natalya, not one of them's any stronger than someone on Team Raw. Former champion in Alicia Fox, Asuka. Like you said, they're so hot on her. Bayley's been over for a long time. Nia Jax is a behemoth, the women amongst women, I guess. And it has to be Raw. I have to agree again, really.
So we got 2 for 2 already.
Yeah.
We're sticking with Raw.
I told you I wanted to pick against you on the pre-show there, but too much on Enzo's side. Yeah. So we'll move on. What do you got? What do you think is going to be next?
The Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, versus Baron Corbin, who is the United States Champion. And who I think is going to win? Baron Corbin, because here we are saying for the first 2 matches, just guessing, that Raw is going to win it, even though Miz has been given a kind of a push with this kind of stable. But Baron needs something. Baron's strong, and he needs to beat the Miz.
I'll be interested to see if this is actually where on the card this match comes in. If we were right to this point, it would make what I'm going to say probably mean a little bit less. I'm going to go with the Miz because it's hard. The WWE has a tough time right now getting heels over in the way that he is. And he could run with it for a while. He's been in, may say the previous year, on a little bit of kind of hidden a little bit until they brought him back up and he got the Intercontinental Championship. He could use to beat someone who was at one point close to a title challenger, you know, a WWE title challenger in Baron Corbin. So I'm gonna go with The Miz.
The next match on the Survivor Series card is the Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus versus the SmackDown Champions Jimmy and Jey Uso. I feel pretty good about the Usos. Come on, like they've been doing a lot of justice to the SmackDown Tag Team division, and that title match last pay-per-view really set some standards. And
Maybe even the last two pay-per-views.
yeah, the poor 2016 run with Heath Slater and all the build-up that was so weird with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, but now we have some true champions that I think deserve the push over Cesaro and Sheamus, so I'm going to go with the Usos. I feel good.
Yeah. And, you know, it's not necessarily about counterpoint here. He's right. I have to go with the Usos also. They've been putting on shows lately. You know, to beat the New Day is just another push for them. I don't see why they're not, you know, headed straight to the top. We're going to have Jimmy and Jey Uso.
Next on the Survivor Series card, the women's match between Raw champion Alexa Bliss versus SmackDown champion Charlotte Flair. And I'm just like Flair so much that I can't root against her, even though my brain says Bliss, just because they've been hot on Bliss for some reason. I mean, she's a great heel, but so is Flair, and they were hot with her for a year, and she brought entertainment for us for a good solid year. And I'm going to say Flair because she just got the belt, and Flair is the best in the business. What about you?
Boy, I mean, I feel the same ways about Charlotte Flair. This will be my dark horse match here. Yeah, it's gonna be my dark horse here. Going with Alexa Bliss. I think actually earlier when I was talking about the Team Raw match, I got her confused with Alicia Fox. But no, this is Alexa Bliss in the Women's Championship match, and Charlotte. What do I say? She can afford it. She can afford the loss. She can win the belt. If she doesn't lose the belt, you know, because it's champion versus champion. So, you know, if it were a different story there, she could lose the belt. There's no way I would see her dropping it tonight. But like you said, they've been hot on Alexa Bliss also. Charlotte's been in the limelight, and this would get Alexa a lot of shine. So I got Alexa.
But
Plus, I love to see it. Plus, you know, I love to see her win the belt. I wish you walk over there and take Charlotte's off of her and hit it up twice. Hit it with both of them. But anyway, I think she's got style. Like I like to see her win tonight. All right, let's hear about some of the big boys. What's next?
The big boys we're going to be hearing about is that they own the Yard, the Shield versus the New Day. The Shield, with just coming back, the reunion didn't go so good at the last pay-per-view, so I feel like the Shield are going to win. New Day just gave the push to the Usos, so why not give it to the Shield? The Shield come back. But I do have to say, for the Shield coming back just to face the New Day, what is this? Why not give us something more? Give us sanity. Give us something, a real kind of stable.
Yeah,
but I ultimately think the Shield are going to win just because this is the reunion match, and I can't wait to see it actually.
Yeah, the last one didn't really count. when Angle replaced it, him stepping in there just pretty much stole the show anyway, just by being in the ring. I was picking against him that night, mainly because it wasn't the actual Shield reunion. But tomorrow night, I should say, tomorrow night, I'll have to go with John on this one. Also, I have to go with the Shield. There's just no reason. There has to be something else to it, unless this is a one-off, and there's no reason for them to have a one-off where they lose. So they're back. They're back for some kind of a reason. Probably because Roman can't carry it on his own, and they gotta win tonight.
Oh, you gotta say it again.
They have to win tomorrow night. All right. So if the big dog in the Yard were big boys, then the even bigger boys come out in the next match. We got the Survivor Series match on next.
I think it's going to be the co-main event because of kind of like last year where Brock Lesnar faced Goldberg in the main event.
Right.
So why not that be the main event? And this is going to be the co-main event with Team Raw with Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Triple H, Braun Strowman, and Kurt Angle.
They just put Triple H in there, right?
Yeah, versus... I don't know why they took out Jason Jordan. It was really weird. With Team SmackDown, Shane McMahon, John Cena, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bobby Roode. I feel like Raw's going to win it again in the Survivor Series match. Just because Finn Balor, after losing to Kane, I was like, what? And he deserves a big push here. And Samoa, come on, Joe is awesome. He is actually a really great heel. Braun's a really great heel. Angle's coming back, come on. And Triple H coming back. I mean, Triple H is more of just coming back, maybe probably to take a pin or something. But the other people, I'm really hyped about. I want to see what Angle's going to do. Angle, come on. Angle won the match for them last pay-per-view. And Finn Balor and Joe, they were the one that won the Dusty Tag Team Championship, you know?
Yeah.
And Braun Strowman. I feel like Raw's gonna. The big reason is because last year at Survivor Series he lost by countout because of James Ellsworth. So now you have to give him. You gotta give him something this year. You can't give him any kind of DQ or any countout. You gotta. He's gotta take it all. He's gonna take it all. Yeah. What about you, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Team SmackDown on this one. You know, Shane's in there for an extra rub with your young guys like Nakamura and Bobby Roode. Not just Shane, but John also, who's in the twilight, but always can be there for a few big spots. Maybe assisting even in something with guys like Nakamura and Roode. It's really about those two for me. All these big names that they're surrounded by. I know Finn's on the other team, and he's not a younger guy, but younger in the company. You know, since he missed so much time, he could use it also. But Shinsuke's lost a lot. He could really use a win with all these guys around him. So I've got Team SmackDown.
With this, I think we should also guess who's going to be the last person.
Oh yeah.
I think with Team Raw, it's only going to be one person, and I think it's going to be Braun Strowman. Just because they gave Angle the push last pay-per-view, that's alright. I believe that, you know. I'm willing to deal with that. And Finn Balor, I mean, he's going to get a push. Joe's going to get a push. But in the end, Braun needs it. Braun needs something. Or, you know what? I actually changed my mind. Because I think Finn's going to be the last one. Because he needs to take on Brock after this. He deserves a shot at the Universal Championship after losing it. So he's going to be the last one, and he's going to be like, where's my belt, Brock Lesnar?
Okay. I mean, interesting. I think you were right on the money when you started with Braun. I think it's going to be Braun against both the guys I'm saying from Team SmackDown. Roode and Nakamura, maybe they, you know.
Like a double elimination for them?
Something
and
like
them
that.
Being the last two?
Yeah. That's it. So I thought that's where you were headed, which was right on the money, but...
we'll him eliminating those two?
Sure. No. I thought you were going to get to that. Oh, right, but the other way around because you're picking Team Raw, so the other way around, of course.
And now for the main event of Survivor Series. What we've been waiting for after being changed.
The main event every time he shows up.
It is AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, versus Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion. Who I think is going to win is going to be Brock freaking Lesnar. What I've heard is that at WrestleMania this year is that it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. And to keep him up until that point, we need to keep Brock Lesnar unbeaten. Beat AJ Styles. He's Brock. He takes what he wants. And he doesn't give any. This is Brock Lesnar we're talking about. So I think he's going to win. What about you, man?
I'm going to pick with my heart instead of my head. I'm going to pick AJ. I know you've heard the rumors about what might be being set up with Brock and Roman Reigns, but I still think there's a chance Brock makes a UFC return. And in that case, and I also think he's on the outs just with management in general and ownership. And you know, he's going to take some losses in the end, and he's not just going to wipe the floor with everybody all the way up until he possibly steps away permanently this time. And I could be way off on that, but that's the way I felt about it. And sure, AJ gets a huge win.
I think that covers all of the Survivor Series card. So please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. We're new and we appreciate everything.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Thanks for watching.